Okay, so in the last 2 weeks, I spent a lot of time, or I guess about the last week and a half, whatever my last layout update was compared to today. Done a lot of work in this particular scene here, my Lorraine area. So I have the lights kind of dimmed in here, as you can see it better, because lights are an important part. So anyways, I come off the bridge here, that's the same. You'll notice here my new lit signal here. As I pull back, this is coming west off the bridge through the S-curve. It leads into Lorraine. You see I have a new station platform there. And we come back to my newly lit station, looking down Broadway Avenue here, gate tower, and then around to another set of new signals here. So done a lot of new updates here. I think it looks really good. It's becoming like my new favorite area, favorite scene on the layout. I'm really happy with how it looks. So I'm going to show a little bit up close here. Starting over here with this signal. This is one of my many 3D printed signals across the layout. I have, my brother made these and they were not lighted originally, so I bought some little LEDs and some resistors and I wired them up. Now, the big question I'm sure I'll be getting is, are the signals functional? And the answer to that is yes, like this. That's all they're functional. They're all set up to display one aspect. And the main reason for that, well, there's two reasons. The first one is these poles here are not hollow. They just can't be hollow. And so that means I can't run wires through the inside of them. So that was the main thing. So the wires actually run down. It's kind of hard to tell, but they run down over there. That was the main reason. The other reason was with the way my track is, this Lionel fast track, it'd be awfully difficult to have all the wiring in place to operate a functional signal system. So between those two things, I just have two bulbs in here. So I have, one bulb up here, one bulb down here. So there's two bulbs in there, 4 wires running down the other side. And that's all I have. And honestly, I'm okay with that because these signals are primarily just for photography and for videography and just, I don't know, just for really more the visual aspect over anything else. And this particular set is facing red because over time, the 3 years that I've ever had this layout set up, most of the time I've run trains, I've ran them going this way, which is technically westbound. Whoops, move that over there, which is going this direction, that way. So I wired most of the signals that face east for eastbound trains, they're lit up red. And then most of my signals for westbound trains, like this one, are lit up green. So you see these intermediate signals here. This one is green, and the other one over here is red. So, and I have a couple exceptions to that, but I'm trying to keep it that way. So this way, this is green, that way is red. But yeah, I think it looks really good. I'm really happy with these signals. They look great. Now, I also did some modification over here, coming down this side of the tracks over here. Originally, and I still have, it's essentially still here, I had a road that came down off of here and ran down to a parking lot where the lift bridge was. And that was accurate for more of the current state of Lorraine. There's not much here anymore. But in the 50s, there's a lot more to it. So I was looking over some prototype photos from the era that this layout is meant to represent, and I wanted some more things here. So with that in mind, I found this thing at my local hobby store for like 30 bucks. It's a Lionel kit. It's at the box right here. It's this Quonset, they say that? Quonset hut. I don't know, it's like $30. And it looks pretty close to what was actually there in the rain. I can find a picture of a building that was pretty similarly shaped to this. I think I might repaint it though. I think I might paint it red and black and weather it obviously, but for now it's pretty good standing. It looks pretty good there. And this building here, it was 3D printed obviously, as you can see, and it's just kind of sitting here temporarily. It's waiting on some paint. This will also be red on the sides of the black roof, weathered, all that stuff. But it's close enough. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it captures the feel, good enough for me. So what that also means is I had a crossing here. I've started to remove that crossing off the B&O track. So I'm going to continue to get rid of this crossing. I'm going to redo a lot of the scenery around here, redo some of the gravel, the ballast. I think I'm going to keep most of the ballast, like where the road was pretty much here. I'm just going to expand it so it goes all the way around the building. And I might get rid of some of this. Well, I've already gotten rid of some of it here. I might continuously get rid of more of this, and I might have the road coming in on this side or something. I haven't decided yet. I'm kind of going to play it by ear and take some creative liberty. So these two buildings are looking pretty nice, and I think they capture the feel pretty well. Now, I still need a way for the operator to get over to this area from where the station is. And that's kind of where this area comes in here. This is somewhat based off the prototype, but old photos I found looks like the platform was off the station here and it continued down towards the bridge. And I'm assuming, well, I don't know. Again, I took some creative liberty because really at this point there was a swing bridge here. So anyway, I put a little ballast grade crossing in, so I guess the operator could, you know, park down at the station, walk down here, cross the tracks, and then come down the path and get to the control building. I think it looks pretty good. So I ended up doing that. This platform came out nice as well. I have some, I got these poles. These are styrene poles that I painted, and then I mounted some lights inside of them. I could actually probably benefit from fixing some bleeding and light bleeding going through there, but for the most part, they look good. This platform here is weathered with some weathering powder. I stuck an X-Acto blade and I cut some, you know, holes and things into it and cracks and things into it. So it came out pretty good, and it's kind of dark in here, but I think it looks good, you know, in more light. But I'm really happy with this scene. If you look at it from here, you know, you have the platform with the lights going down to the signal, and then the bridge in the background. And I also ran some wires that go in between all of these, so I think it looks pretty nice. I'm pretty happy with it. So again, I'll just kind of show. I think it looks sweet. Come back further here. Here's my new and improved Lorraine station, and it's just about completed state. I still have to paint that area over there. I've been lazy and haven't done that yet, but here it is all lit up. These are little 1.5 volt incandescent lights. So I had to buy a little adapter to convert the whatever 12 volts, whatever I have coming off of the transformer, to 1.5 volts, but it looks really good. There are interior lights in there, but they're very dim, which is kind of what I wanted. So it's kind of hard to tell, but it is lit in there. And these lights I think look really, really good. I'm really happy with them. So I have, you know, 2 here, whoops, 1 back in that corner there, a couple over here. And then I have these little, like, bigger, more modern lights around the, like, the cupola area, the front area. You know, I'm not a giant, huge fan of these lights, but I think they're fine for what it is. And here's a look down the B&O side. And there's another light back here and one on the other side as well. That's not lighting right now. And honestly, this thing has such a rat's nest underneath. I don't care enough to fix it. The main ones I went with are lit, so maybe if I'm feeling ambitious down the road, I might fix them. But for the time being, I think it looks good. But this station, my brother 3D printed it, and I have to say it looks really good. It looks awesome, especially I think this scene, I think just in general looks really good. I have the crossing and the buildings off the side of the station there in the front. And it's complemented, I think, too, by these line poles. I bought these also at my local hobby store. They're made by Woodland Scenics. And they come pre-wired, set of 4 for like 20 bucks. And again, I think they look really good. So I have the wires coming down here into my control thing for the bridge. Not necessarily accurate, but they had to go somewhere and it looks fine. But yeah, they look really good. And really happy with them, and that actually inspired me. It's kind of hard to see because it's not too bright in here, but I actually did begin wiring with some of that easy line wire around some of my telephone poles. It's so hard to tell. Yeah, you can kind of see it right there. That has been a process, and it's getting there. It's not easy, but it's getting there. But my goal is to eventually have pretty much all of these wires also wired up all the way around the layout. So I have like 40 wires between each pole because I'm so happy with how this looks that I want to extend it across the whole layout. So again, looking here, I think it looks awesome. A couple other updates here. I weathered this road, Broadway Avenue. Got some of those, like, I don't know, tar expansion joint things. I don't know what you would call these, but I think they came out good. I also weathered it with, again, with weathering powder. I might have got too symmetrical in here, but I think it looks fine. I'm happy with it. And once I add some more cars here, it's gonna be a pretty busy area. So once I add some more cars here, I think it'll make it less noticeable. I also weathered the sidewalk as well. Still need to get crossing signals here. I want to get those old school, probably about 15, 20 years old now at this point, the MTH, like 50s era cantilever crossing signals, because that's what was here in Lorraine and photos I can find in this area. And the MTH ones are pretty, almost like a dead ringer for what was there. So I don't want to pay obscenely high amounts for them on eBay, but once I find a set for a good price, I'll have crossing signals here. So that'll be coming. In the meantime, though, I did put this crossing gate tower here just for when the crossings are there, it's ready to go. It's kind of leaning right now, and that'll get fixed later. This actually was originally over in Brockton. It was over that area by the station. I moved it here and put it here for now. I have another one, an Atlas one that I have assembled. It's like halfway painted. I think I'm gonna put that one over there, but this one was already painted and pre-wired. I just kind of put it here to kind of just test some things out, but I liked how it looked so much I kept it here. So this is where it lives for now. And then, yeah, nothing really too much, nothing new to report these buildings. They're getting there. They'll get there eventually. The street lights are still there. Nothing's changed there. And the last thing I wanted to share are these signals. And I already kind of talked about these earlier, but these were in the last update. They were not wired up though, and I added some number plates. These are automatic signals, so I do have some number plates there. It's kind of hard to tell. They're at milepost 214, which is accurate based off some old track plans I have. I also redid some of the rock work here along the lake to support that signal. And I got some telephone poles here as well. So anyway, that's the update of the layout. I've done a lot, except in the last week and a half or whatever, just in the scene alone. In fact, really not much else is different on the rest of the layout. Well, actually two things are. I added that light there and that light right there. So aside from that, nothing is new on that side of the layout. Most of my focus has been over here, but I think it's coming out really good. So I'm excited to share a lot more. I've been really motivated to work on the layout lately, so I expect to see some more things shared soon. So for now, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one.